guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, CokiCreative. My name is Elena, and today we're doing another speed build. But this one is actually a renovation build. It is one from Windenburg. You might recognize it. It's one of the really cute tutors, and it is also, yeah, it comes with a family. I'm trying to remember the family's name, but I can't remember. It's two ladies. And it had a ton of character on the outside, so I did not want to do too much to the outside. I really wanted to make the inside shine though, because like a ton of EA's houses, the insides are kind of lacking a little bit of detail, but I get it. They have a game to make, and we have a game to perfect. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make, like, in a perfect world, what would this house have? And I also just wanted to use Get Together, and I'm pretty sure I also used Dine Out and possibly Cool Kitchen too, but I think just Dine Out, because I figured that, let's say you are a person who wants to download this better version of this house from the gallery and you only have Get Together. I wanted to be able to give you what you can have. So I start out by, you know, kind of retouching the outside, nothing too crazy, and we're already on the inside of the house. So for the inside, I really wanted to kind of lighten this place up. The lighting in this house sucked before. It was really dark, and for such like a cheery looking house on the outside, it just had like such a dreary interior. So I really wanted to lighten up the walls, add a lot of natural light, and then yeah, well, actually not adding any extra natural light, just highlighting with different lamps and lighting like that. So when I do renovations, personally, I like to change the house as small and as minimally as possible. My renovations are mostly, I try not to take down any walls. I will change some windows, making them bigger, because I feel like if you're a person and you're renovating your house, that is a realistic thing you can do. So sometimes I'll bump out a wall or something like that, but for the most part, I want the whole entire build to be the same, but almost like you were to hire an interior decorator. They come in and they update your house. So just a little behind the scenes of how I like to do renovations. So now that we've got that sorted out, I get with the kitchen. I really like the way this kitchen turned out. It is probably one of my favorite kitchens I've done, and I tried to keep it very light and bright in here. I used a lot of like chalkboard looking features, especially that llama one. I think that llama thing is so cute, the one that's above the island or the peninsula hanging off the side of the wall. It comes with, I believe, Dine Out, and the main swatch is something that is completely different, but if you look through the swatches, there are some really cute little posters in there. So I had a ton of fun with that. And as you can see, sorry, my chair is so squeaky. I play around with a lot of trying to make the rugs fit the space a little better. So sometimes I use small rugs and I'll size them up or down, or kind of overlap them, try to make them look almost like one big rug instead of four little rugs all on top of each other. And to get this perfect, as you can see, I'm trying to put these little cutting boards up against the cabinet that's pretty big. I had to take down the wall. Sometimes you have to do that. It's really annoying when you have to do that, but it is always worth that extra touch of detail. I've done it before also with adding like curtains to the bottom of cabinets, almost like they are, you know, like a cabinet to your house. You just move the curtain kind of thing. But just make sure that you go back and you paint the walls that you took down, because I've done that before where I forgot to repaint the walls after I took them down from the back up. So always try to remember that. Here I'm having fun cluttering the kitchen. I try to keep to, you know, just very simple colors, whites, and I tried filling this like orange basket that it came with one of the updates not too long ago with like a holiday kind of thing, and here I wanted to add a few more fruit to it, and all this fruit is playable. So if your sim is hungry and wants to walk to the kitchen and grab a pear, then they can go ahead and do that. They could just pick that pear up, at least I think. If not, you can just drag it into their inventory, but you know what? I like to use the imagination of them picking up and eating it. So here I am placing a ton of different things down. I tried to get a banana hook. I was like adding, not always, but sometimes I like to add little details like that. Like a banana hook is one of them. And they also come with like these cute little water bottles in the debug menu that can't hook onto any sort of countertop, but you can 9 key them all the way up to whatever counter space you desire. And I also use the tool mod a little bit in this build as well. Not a ton, but enough to just add some extra detail, like adding that broom that goes against the wall. Usually it is laying down flat, but if you use the tool mod, you can move it up. But what I want to say about the tool mod is that if you do use the tool mod and you upload your build to the gallery, it does not count as modded. So if you're kind of curious about that, like, oh man, I want to use the tool mod, but I don't use mods and I want to upload to the gallery, that's how you do it. Also, I do apologize about my lighting. It is sunny today, and that's why I have my hat on, but the sun is still coming through the window. Anywho, back to this build. As you can see, I think the kitchen is where I spend most of my time. It is where I really wanted to bring a lot of life to this house. The kitchen before was so just drab. I don't know if that's the best word for it, but it was not cute. I wanted a place that your sim could go to, and it already feels so much brighter in here by just lightening up those walls and lightening up the cabinets and the floors. And here I move on to the living room, and I kind of just go through the house, take everything out, and I don't change any of the layout in this one. So I'm really happy about that. Honestly, like, this is a very playable house. This is a house, oh my goodness, that I definitely have considered moving families into before for my personal game to play with, because it has a lot of really cool features that I took some extra time in to put into this build. So this bathroom, I'm just putting, not just this bathroom, the whole house, I'm just kind of putting down different floors, putting down different walls that kind of fit the ambience that I'm looking for more. Just like I said earlier, warming it up a bit, all while keeping it kind of the same character. I didn't want to lose that Tudor feel. I didn't want to like all of a sudden make it some like modern house. I wanted to keep that same ambiance. And if you're familiar with Nicole Curtis, the rehab addict on HGTV, she always talks about how she likes to take like beautiful Victorian homes and then bringing them back to their former glory instead of completely changing them. So that's exactly what I tried doing with this house. I tried bringing it to where it should be and not what my preferred style or whatever is. So I'm in the process of trying to update all of the Sims houses, renovating them, but we'll see when that gets done. So far I've done two. And a new pack is coming out very soon, and soon I'll have many more to do. But let's move on to this living room. I actually think this living room turned out super cozy. There's enough seating, and I did play test to make sure you could sit everywhere. I might have moved the chairs around a tad bit after play testing. Hopefully nothing will catch on fire, because sometimes the fireplaces decide to do that. But if you're having an issue with that, put a fire alarm in your living room. That tends to help. But otherwise, you shouldn't have an issue. This is just in case, and very rarely. I tried keeping this white and brown kind of color palette throughout this house and mostly this living room. It's an interesting color palette because usually I choose either browns or whites, but I'm trying to play around with both to keep it light, but also to keep it warm, if that makes any sense at all. It's not a huge living room, but I still wanted to give it enough seating for a family. There are 2 bedrooms in this house, and they're both fairly large. So I want to believe that if you do have maybe twins or 2 kids, you could easily fit a family of 4, family of 5 in this house and have parties, all that good stuff, to move them in and have fun. And here I'm also adding a little bit of, I just wanted to be extra. I added to all of the lights, the wall lights, this thing from Dine, the green wall art. I just thought it looked cute, even though it does come out slightly on the sides. Yes, I do know, I noticed that. But for the most part, doesn't really matter. Then there's entryway. It was an interesting entryway because it leads all the way from the front of the house to the back, and it's not really a designated space for anything. So I had to think, what would I put there to still make it cozy and not just feel like this empty hallway? So a perfect thing I thought was a nice entryway with shoes. And then over in the corner, you'll see in a second, I did put a desk because there was no other good place to put a desk in this house. And the entryway just kind of was perfect. A lot of time when I do like rooms like this that don't really have a purpose, I don't even know what to call them, like hallways and landings and stuff like that. I try to find some really good art that all matches the walls. I try not to, oh, sorry, I have the hiccups. I try not to keep it too busy because I really want, I want at least some place in my house to have some space, but I do like to clutter up as much as I can that makes sense. So like I said earlier, one of the things I like to do with landing spaces or just spaces that don't really have a designated room, I like to put desks. Bookcase and desks and any kind of like skill activity. So I'll put an easel, I'll put a chess set, I'll put guitar. I'll just throw in a few things that that might make your Sims life a little bit better. Look here, trying to get some lighting in here. Better lighting in my own house. I can't figure that out, but for some reason, I'm doing it on The Sims all day. I just need to buy some curtains. Anyway, also here I wanted to add just a little bit of fun things to the stairs, a little bit of plants and stuff. And here I have another landing area hallway to deal with. So here I don't really do much with this space. I just wanted to give it a little bit of character. As you can see, I'm scrolling through that debug menu. I'm trying to find something I could put in this room to give it a like purpose. But I just end up putting some nice lights. I end up making a seating area. And then I also put some mirrors over in the other side of the wall. So you'll see that in a second. I end up using these base game ones that came with an update, a Caribbean update a couple years ago. And even though they don't really fit with the theme of the house because they're Caribbean, I still liked the dark and white woods. I thought this still kind of matched. It had that wood chair and still some cushions. So, I mean, if you're like a stickler for this doesn't fit, then you're not gonna like that. But otherwise, there's only so many objects in The Sims, and I just thought those that fitted the area, fit the area well. Sometimes I like to do a wall of mirrors. I've done this multiple times. I really love these gold mirrors. I think these gold mirrors are gorgeous. I wish they had 1,000 cute gold mirrors. I would put them everywhere. I just think mirrors are really fun to decorate with, especially when you're getting bored of all the paintings and the wall art in the catalog. It just gives you a few extra things to kind of play around with. And mirrors are always helpful too, because you can change your Sims look and all that good stuff with a mirror. And here we're moving on to the bathroom. This bathroom was large. And it's funny because a lot of houses that come with The Sims in-game have really big rooms. And I'm used to building, like, I do most of my bedrooms like 4x4. So they're never that big, unless if I'm doing like a really big house, but like max, they're gonna be like this big. So this bathroom was massive, and it was actually super fun for me to play with. It's kind of like doing bathrooms like this have got me thinking maybe I should build bigger bathrooms. So maybe if I feel like doing a gigantic mansion sometime in the future, I will try to do more big bathrooms. And this is the only bathroom of this house. So it made sense. Like, you would want the only bathroom in your house to be fairly large. So I gave it 2 sinks, double vanities. I'm figuring like a mom and a dad or parents, I should say, and kids live here. So you want it to kind of have, it's still clean, but you know, kids are still in this bathroom, and you know, hopefully the parents still get kind of like a spa atmosphere from this bathroom. I mean, I kind of put that in the tiled area, just a little bit more luxurious, but it's still fun. It still fits with the house. At least I think so. I put a ton of clutter because I would imagine that if this is the only bathroom, they're gonna have a ton of clutter in it. And now we're moving on to I would want to say a teen's bedroom. This is probably honestly like one of my favorite bedrooms I've made. I feel like I say that in like all my videos, like, oh, this is the favorite thing I've ever done. But I should probably do a dollhouse of this. We'll get to that later. But I use the seating from Dine Out, that's the booth, but it fit really well in this space. And then I put a shelf right above the chair or the seating area and kind of put some art there and something to give it a little bit of personality. And it is also a room that would work really well for a roommate. So we'll say 2 adults live here. This is just the smaller room. This is great for an adult or a teen or someone going to college. So this is a great room if you are looking for like a roommate kind of situation. This is great because it's not super kiddie. I did put some stuffed animals because teens are a very transitional age, so I like to still have a lot of stuff from their childhood in their bedroom, because realistically, come on, I mean, if you didn't, that's cool, but I definitely had a lot of stuffed animals in my bedroom as a teenager because I think they're cute and fluffy. I don't care. I think they warm up the room a little bit, gives it a little personality. But if you move in, if you have a sim that's more mature and they don't want stuffed animals, just delete them. Just boom, it's just one click away, just delete them all. I also used, oh sorry, I can't talk. I also used some stuff from the debug menu because I wanted to believe that this sim that lives here is kind of into music and stuff like that. So I put the little headphones. I used the tool mod to kind of lift them up. This is the great thing about the tool mod. It's all you have to do is quickly, if you notice an item you just wish it was like sitting slightly different, it really helps. And I didn't use it too much in this build, but when I did use it, I was really happy with the results, because otherwise the headphones kind of sit in the desk, like the ear parts will sit in the desk like this, and it just looks kind of silly. So I lifted it up slightly and tilted it over to the side against the boombox. Thought that looked kind of cute. You can tell me otherwise. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. If you don't like it, that's cool. But now we're moving on to the parents' bedroom. I had a lot of fun with this one. We are like wrapping up with this build. It was a good one. So the parents' bedroom, I really wanted to make it huge because this room is massive. I usually would turn, if I had, let's say I built this shell of the house, I would definitely turn this into 2 rooms or maybe even an ensuite. But since it was a remodel, I did not want to add an extra bathroom. I just felt like I wanted to keep it exactly the way it was. So I did, and it gave me a lot of opportunity to play around with bedrooms. And a lot of time my bedrooms are pretty small, so I don't have much room to play and give the bedrooms as big of a personality as I want. So I gave myself the opportunity here, especially since all of the rooms in this house are pretty small. Like, I'm pretty sure it's either right above the kitchen or if it's right above the living room. So either way, it's the same size as a living room or a kitchen. And that's huge, at least for me, for a bedroom. Personally, yes, would I love a bedroom that big? Heck yeah, I would. But so that's what I had. I had to play around with a lot of stuff. And here I didn't, usually I edit this stuff out of me placing things down just because it can add a lot to a video of me just playing with swatches. But I was like, I'm gonna keep it in, show you guys that it takes me a while to build sometimes. And in this little corner here, I actually really like the way this like corner piece turned out. I mean, so you just put them right into each other. And then I put that birdhouse that usually is like actually in the ground. I sized it down and then put it like it's almost on top of the little side desk area. I thought that would end up looking really cute. They have shoes in their bedroom. These people have extra shoes. They really like shoes. But then again, okay, realistically, humans, we tend to have a lot of shoes. So this is the parent shoes. I could have added probably like a good wardrobe, but I felt like just having this was more than enough. I wanted a good seating area, wanted to be really, really relaxing. So here we're finishing up with the backyard. I always finish up with the backyard. And I just put a little nice area down and place for your Sims to go and sit and chill. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, you can give a big thumbs up. Maybe hit the subscribe button. But if you did not, then you do not have to watch any more of my videos, and good riddance to you. But I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.